We're at the season's midway point, and the NFC East leading Cowboys look to even their road record at 2-2 this Sunday in Detroit. Welcome, Cowboy fans. Today we look at the 5 things you need to know before kickoff. This is the Landry Hat's pregame show. I'm Crystal Thune. At number 5, the Cowboys are scoring 36 points per game at home this season, but just 18 a game on the road. We said it last week, you can't go conservative on offense in Philadelphia and expect to compete. And the Cowboys won 17-3. So much for that. But does anyone care to test that patchwork defensive line again? No way. The boys will need to game plan on offense for a shootout because they're very likely to get one with Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson. At number 4, speaking of Megatron, the consensus best wide receiver in football goes up against the number 1 contender for that crown this week in Dez Bryant. Except he really doesn't. These guys aren't playing against each other. In fact, they won't even be on the field at the same time. Dez will be tasked with beating the Detroit secondary. If he can stay focused on that job and ignore the rest of the Megatron versus Dez hype, he stands a good chance of being the best player on the field when it's all said and done. A big reason for that is who he has throwing him the ball, and that brings us to number 3. How do you beat Tony Romo? Denver blitzed 25% of their passing snaps and got carved up for 500 yards and a ridiculous 14.1 yards per attempt. Washington blitzed 55% of their snaps and held Romo to 170 yards. Philadelphia blitzed 46% of the snaps and held Romo to just 6.7 yards per an attempt. See a post-Denver trend? Teams have figured out that if you don't get Romo off his spot, he'll pick you apart. And the improved play of the Dallas offensive line means pressuring Romo almost requires liberal use of the blitz. So how does Dallas beat the blitz? Well, at number 2 on our list, second-year wide receiver Cole Beasley is emerging as the kind of route runner that can replace Jason Witten as the reliable hot read in the Dallas offense. Exceptionally quick, athletically gifted, and precise in his routes, he's developed a chemistry with Romo that, coupled with reliable Witten, could make this team practically blitz-proof. Expect Beasley's role in this offense to continue to expand week to week. He's a matchup nightmare in the Cowboys' 3-receiver set. But all that may not matter, because the number 1 thing you need to know before kickoff is that Detroit's pride and joy is their front 4 on defense. They've got 3 first-round picks on the line. The 2nd overall pick in 2010, Ndamukong Suh, the 5th overall in 2013, Ezekiel Nsai, and the 13th overall in 2011, Nick Fairley. A team doesn't invest that many premium draft assets in a defensive line for the purpose of blitzing 55% of the time. Will Detroit's game planners trust those high-profile draft picks? Or will they just adjust to what they've seen on film from the Cowboys these past 3 weeks? Stay tuned, Cowboys fans. We'll just have to find out this Sunday. Well, that's it for this week's show. Special thanks to John Bankston for the copy. Don't forget to check out thelandryhat.com for more news and videos that take a totally biased and unfiltered look at your Dallas Cowboys. Help us get out the word about the site by liking The Landry Hat on Facebook and following us on Twitter. As always, this has been 5 Things You Need to Know with Crystal Thune. You can follow me on Twitter at Crystal Thune or check out and subscribe to my YouTube page. Thanks for watching, Cowboy fans, and enjoy Week 8.